Hello. So what we are going to do today is we will sow some sundew seeds. Sundews, the Latin name is Drosera, so probably I'll be saying Drosera. We'll see. Anyway, what do we have here? We have a few bags of seeds. Seeds come in paper bags. They can be in zip bags. Thing is, with these guys, if I show you how this looks, these seeds, the problem with them is they are really tiny, and they stick to everything, like just by static force. They just stick all over the place, so be super careful with them. See this tiny little dust. If I try to get in closer, yeah, these are seeds. There's a ton of them, but they are really tiny. So okay, let's go back. The trick with these guys is that you don't even try to touch them. Don't blow on them. Don't do anything. Be somewhere where there is no draft, where you're not going to be bothered. And of course, yeah, again, don't touch them. Yeah, so if they arrive in a zip bag, what will happen? Usually they will just stick to the plastic. You might try to get them out, I don't know, with a cotton swab or something, but it's way more difficult. If you collect your own, put them in paper. If you get them from somewhere else, if it's possible that you ask for paper packaging, so much the better. Before we go to the substrate, again, I have to just remind you my yogurt cups. So it's really practical if you prepare in advance. So we have for everything here all the papers, and let's just move the seeds on the side. We also have a tray of soil ready. Okay, like this. Yeah, right. I've got one separate too, just so it's easier. So kind of a big pot, you might say, but since there is a lot of seeds, it will be good. Also, yeah, the seedlings, they are tiny, of course, but it's really good that you sow them, that they have a lot of space, because individual plants, they need space. If they're just all jumbled together, they'll grow to a point and then they will stop, and you will just have way more work of just picking them out and replanting them, or just resigning that you will lose a certain amount. It's filled just with the regular substrate that I would use for planting adult Droseras or even Sartenias or Venus flytraps. Because the seeds that we will be sowing are tiny, it's a really good idea to just use a spoon or something similar to just make the top of the substrate more level. You may also wish to use a substrate that's been sieved, so you just have smaller particles, but I mean, it doesn't make that much of a difference. Maybe something like this, it's even a little bit more airy for the plants to grow. So yeah, what's inside the substrate anyways? It's just really simple mix. It's about 2/3 peat and 1/3 perlite. Okay, so what we need to do now, we'll take, let's say, this one. Just mark your pot. I prefer to do this, to put the paper inside first, because it takes some soil down with it. So if you have any seeds around here, it will just drag it down. So like, why should you use loose seeds if you don't need to? Then we need our little bag of seeds. The seeds, yeah, let's see, because I've had these little paper bags here in the greenhouse now for a few hours, and actually, you know, paper is really good at taking moisture in, so let's see how much of a problem we'll have. Okay, see how tiny these guys are. Okay, now go as wide as possible. Quite a lot of them. Let's go everywhere. Right. Why I say we might have a problem. In the end, you see some of them just stick even to the paper. So the best way to deal with this would be a dry brush, which I don't have right now with me. So I just go with my finger. I mean, what else can I do? Not really the best option, but then again, why not? Make sure you don't have seeds on your finger when you go into a different pot, because of course there might be a stray seed somewhere else, and then especially if you have similar things, you'll be wondering like, what is that? If you have very different species or different colors, I don't know, different varieties, different enough plants, then not so much of a big deal. Okay, that's it. Seeds are on. Don't cover them. Drosera seeds should not be covered by soil. Don't even spray them. The soil is wet already, because obviously all the carnivorous plant mixes like you plant into a moistened substrate already. You just take it like this and you put it wherever you keep all your seeds and seedlings and watch them grow. Let's take this guy. Okay, so this is the place where I keep all the pots with the plants that have been sown. Aha, there's too much water here. We need to remove this. I can also show you what's the size of the seedlings, because this is a bit crazy also. We go here closer, 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 closer. You see this guy? You see this guy here? Let me see if I can come in with my finger. Let me see. Right here. You see how tiny this is? Okay? This is what you'll have to deal with. When they grow, obviously, they're bigger. I mean, they grow a lot, but when they start, really, they are super tiny. There's more here. There's more here. Look at this. Teensy tiny. If they get stuck actually at a certain size, what you can do is you can also feed them. Just use really, really, really tiny pieces of fish food. Flakes work actually. Dried bloodworm is supposed to be better. I didn't try that yet. I just use fish flakes because you can break them apart. But really tiny pieces, because if they get too much food, they will just rot, like it's too much for them. And finally, I can show you the difference in size. So this is one Drosera binata. These are, again, if I move in with my finger, see, these are seedlings, this year's seedlings, few months old, babies, and here next to them is the mama plant. If we go out, how much bigger is this thing? It's really interesting. Actually, it's the same for all plants. I mean, if you imagine just, I don't know, an acorn growing into a tree or something, obviously there's a big difference. But maybe, I don't know, with carnivorous plants, I mean, the surprisingly small size. This is, I am just amazed every time when I see like really how tiny they start and then the size to which they grow. Alright, so what happens if you sow too many seeds in a pot? That's a good question. This happens. This is one really weedy species called Drosera spatulata. These guys, they actually grow to full size. They have even flowered, but there is absolutely way too much of them in here. Look, it's a total carpet. So lots of rosettes. They don't even reach the full potential they have, the biggest like possible size for them. So this is just way too many in here. You don't really want something like this, or I mean, you might want, but you'll just have way more work to get them all out and to just get them looking as good as they could. For example, this is what I have from another pot. Let me put it together. See, this is the same species. It's like 3 of them. Look at how big the big one is. If you compare this to here directly, so this is the difference I'm talking about. Either you're going to have a carpet of them if they're all together, or you replant them, or just sow them far enough from each other that they can just grow to their full size. To me, something like this looks better than something like this. But then again, it's all up to you. So this is how we sow Drosera, a sundew. If you enjoyed this video, please consider liking and subscribing. Have a nice day and see you next time.